Here at Indie Wrestling
Take off your
tonight.
hat.
My name is Jason Neville. This is the CCW Heavyweight Champion, Loco. How long have you been in the wrestling business?
And his manager.
I've been wrestling for 12 and a half years now, and this is my sister and also my manager, Lobo.
And who were you trained by?
I was trained by Rob Noxious at Fort Noxious.
And what has been some of the most physical matches you ever competed in?
Wrestling Rob Noxious for starters. I had a feud with Rob for over 2-3 years and took a big toll on my body. I also had some really good matches with Damien Destruction. We feuded for a couple of years and a lot of tag team matches. Me and Delicious, we were the Dog Pound. We took the show on the road, wrestled up and down the East Coast, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina. A lot of great matches.
So how did the name Loco come about?
Actually, my dad gave it to me. It means crazy wolf. And I was looking for a name, and you know, I always liked Lobo for some reason. We just added the Loco because at the time you had someone from CCW. He was Lobo, a big guy, and so you already had the name coined, the Lobo one. So I put the Loco behind it so we wouldn't be mixed up. But I outlasted him.
So have you ever been physically injured due to pro wrestling?
Oh yes, I have. I had plenty of stitches, multiple staples in my head. I had my vertebrae, number 6 and 7 smashed together, cut off the nerve endings. That took me out for a while. I tore some hamstring a few times. And yeah, that was as far as the worst of it.
So what outside of wrestling what's some of your big hobbies?
I like collecting toys. You know, I go to these indie shows and I meet all the legends, guys I grew up watching wrestling, and I love to get their action figure, get them to sign it, and collect them. You know, put up a big wall of it. You know, not only am I a wrestler, I'm always going to be a wrestling fan.
So growing up as a wrestling fan, who were some of your big influences?
Tito Santana was one of my favorites. I was always a big Scott Hall fan, you know, the early Razor Ramon days, and big Strike Force with Rick Martel and Tito Santana. I had the privilege of tag teaming with Tito Santana. Shawn Michaels, a lot of the WWE era. Believe it or not, John Cena fan. Gotta love the guy.
So if you had a dream opponent, who would it be?
Wow. I'd take a young Scott Hall. There's so many. Got to live the dream. Like I said, I got to tag team with Tito. That was huge for me. And I would love to work Cena. Who wouldn't? We'll take the leg drop from Hogan. That'd be great.
Is there any wrestlers on TV today that kind of resemble your wrestling style?
When Conan was on TV back in the days, there's not pretty much Conan. You know, we look alike. We share a lot of the same styles, being Latino and everything.
So other than, have you ever played the heel or you always been face?
I've been predominantly the face throughout my whole career. I did heel for a year there. I was in a tag team called Hardcore No More, where we advocated and fought against hardcore wrestling. But it was a short stint. The crowd likes me, crowd favorite, so it never really works out. So I always stay heel. I mean, stay face. It's always good.
So if there was any advice for somebody pursuing a wrestling career, what would they be?
Stay in shape. A lot of wrestlers come out nowadays and they don't stay in shape. You know, if you're going to be a wrestler, you got to look like a wrestler, got to have the wrestling demeanor, and get a good school and train at a good school. Fort Gosh is the one I advise. There's also the Dungeon with Mark Mess. But find a good school and stick to it, and stay in shape, and put 100%, be dedicated, because you never know where this business can take you.
If they ever made a movie about Loco, what actor could play you and what would the title be?
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel as Lobo, and the movie should just be called Lobo. And man, it'd be good.
And then he would play you.
Halle Berry.
The Woo Girl.
Jada Pinkett.
No. The one, her last name's Woo.
The Kung Fu?
Yeah.
The one
from Wolverine, Asian girl.
Yes.
I don't know her name.
Neither do I.
Lucy Lou.
Lucy Lou, that's it. There it is, yeah.
And where can we find some information about Lobo Loco?
I have my own website. It was designed by Lolita Loco here herself. It's www.loboloco.weebly.com. Has everything there. All my previous works, a lot of videos, a lot of pictures. It's a well-built site. Stays updated with all the upcoming shows and everything, and all the events that I'm going to be wrestling at.
Where else do you wrestle at?
I do a CPW. I also do an AWA out of Stevens. Predominantly CCW is my favorite. Been here from the beginning. Stay with them forever. And at one time, I could probably sit here and rattle off about 25, 30 feds, but I limited myself in the last few years to just staying with guys that I know and love, and sticking with CCW and AWA and CPW right at the moment. Those are my main three.
Once again, this concludes Indie Wrestling Q&A with Lebanon.
No.
The guy who beat me, look, that's it, Lobo Noxious himself.
This concludes the interview with Lobo Loco. My name is Jason Hamill. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos.